This is a scheme, like I say, up and running now for a month, and I didn't opine too much in advance. I wanted to try it, like lots of you out there, and I was curious about these machines that were outside our grocery stores and everything else, and get a sense of how useful it might be. And I can firmly say, now 1 month into it, that it is a total pain in the backside. I have to say, I'm with those listeners who are giving out, and I know some people are very enthusiastic about it. I mean, but as I see it, what the government have done is they've taken a system that worked perfectly well in our house, and I would wager in a lot of your houses too, and they made it more complicated and more cumbersome because some other people weren't really recycling enough. Now look, I'm not suggesting it's kind of one of the labours of Heracles, but it is still a dose. It is. Like, we now have a container on the floor in our kitchen for bottles and cans. We've nowhere else to put it. They used to go straight into the blue bin, but now we're storing our rubbish out on the floor because the government want us to. I just think that is absolutely daft in this day and age. And again, I don't want to exaggerate. I mean, this isn't ruining any lives, but it is just infuriating when we had something that was working in this country and then the government decided to break it just so a kind of a government minister could get a photo up beside a big DRS machine and claim some progress in a manifesto. And we had a text in earlier from Brian in Dublin who kind of expressed embarrassment that people were getting upset about this. And Brian talked about, you know, the bigger issues that we should be spending our time on, like kind of the destruction of the ecosystem, about binge flying, about the massive SUVs clogging up our roads. And the point I would make to the Brians of this world getting in touch is that you're absolutely right. Those are, of course, the issues we should be talking about. Those are, of course, the issues that are more important. But the problem is that a government, every government, has a limited amount of political capital. And what this government has chosen to do is waste their political capital on messing up something that worked perfectly well in the first place. In other words, a government can only piss people off so many times before they say enough. And I'm sorry to use that language, but I mean, that is the reality of it. So when they come back, Brian, and they say, now we want to cap how much you fly, and now we want to prevent you being able to buy the car you want, and now we're going to do this with the kind of green spaces in your towns and cities, you're much more likely to push back because you're just annoyed with what they did. And you've got rubbish like me piling up at the back door because you've got a bin outside that the government will no longer let you put the stuff into. Like I say, it worked perfectly well before. Why did they break an unbroken system? I don't know.